on over here, many of are receiving emails from Google asking whether you want to opt in to the call tracking system. Should you opt in or should you opt out of it? And let me show you what it looks like then. And then I'll kind of give you a guidance whether you should or should you not. So right now, for example, anytime somebody Googles your brand name, they either could go on your website, look for directions, or to call you. Very often when people Google you, they're just trying to simply look up your phone number from desktop search or from mobile. They can just tap and call you directly. And so you got this call button over here and the phone number being listed here. Or very often you are ranked locally in your own area. That way people can call you. These are people who might not know who you are yet. So right now, what Google wants to do is to help you track, right, these calls coming in. And so what Google will be doing is to add in tracking number for you, so that way Google can tell you how many people are coming from people Googling you and then seeing you on local search or on your Google listing. But it's still kind of beta right now, so not everybody's receiving this. So the email you might receive looks something like this. Sees who's calling your business from Google, right? And you just simply tap sign up. So you might be receiving an email that looks like this. And the dashboard that once you enable this will look something that looks like this. And you can see it from your mobile device if you install Google My Business on your phone. So you get to see how many people are calling you, the missed calls, and who, right, the basically who is calling you. Okay, and so it's simple, right? There's no fee tied to this. But should you do it or not? So even if you didn't receive email, once you log in, I just want to show you an example here. So you might receive that email, right? And or if you log into Google My Business dashboard, you might see a tab that looks like this on home screen. Preview call history, whether you want to opt in or not. Once you opt in, if you do opt in, now you'll see an extra button once you log into Google My Business dashboard. On the left hand side, for example, info is where you update your business information. Reviews is where you manage your reviews on Google. Now you'll see an extra tab over here that is calls. Once you click on calls, that's where you see the call history. And I don't see a whole lot of value out of this though. This typically, right, the regular, even if you don't get this report here, typically you will be seeing that if you're using a IP phone, things like that already. You're using a answering service, they will be providing that for you already. So I just don't see a whole lot of value, unless you kind of want to track whether your employees are answering the phone or not correctly. This is obviously not being recorded, so at least you get to track how many calls are coming in, how many missed calls. But other than that, I don't see a whole lot of value out of this. I was hoping that Google will be providing a little more value by, for example, recording the calls, letting you how long the call is, right? Just a lot more stats. But this right now is there's not much stats, except you get to know how many people are calling you in a time period, the number of missed calls, and who is calling you. But right, it doesn't have call ID tied to it. So that's why I just don't, sometimes it does display the call ID, but other than that, I don't see a whole lot of value at all. And that's why it's still in beta. So since it's still in beta, I would probably say, since there's not a whole lot of value being added, I wouldn't opt in for now. But once Google starts to display a lot more data in there where it's more meaningful, then I'll let you guys know to opt in.